Hold on, let me bring you back.
I'm invisible.
And let's do a Flippy update.
Let's do it.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
Speaking of empaths, Gonz, I don't know if you know this, but allegedly there are more women empaths than there are males in the world. Not sure why, but that is what I've heard. But this story, Flippy is our colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, flirting with our spouses, and becoming our best friends. We use talking about Flippy as a way to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways that robots are taking over the world, and just how there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. Today, the story is coming from dailystar.co.uk. Quality rag here, Gonz.
Quality source, yeah.
Quality rag. The headline is humans more attracted to female robots than male versions, new study shows. Okay. Good thing our scientists are on the job.
On the case.
Humans would rather chat to a female robot than a male one, according to a new scientific study. Research conducted by Washington State University has found that people prefer interacting with artificial intelligence presented as a female because of existing gender stereotypes. An experiment involving 4 humanoid robots gave 170 people the option of picking which one to talk to. A pair of them were named Alex and designed to be male, and the other 2 were female equivalent, known as Sarah. Also offered to the candidates were 2 robots that had an interactive screen in place of human-like features. Subin Seo, an assistant professor of hospitality management at WSU's Carson Business College in Everett, conducted the survey, which was published. That's nice. That's nice, Daily Star.
Good grammar. Yeah.
The survey, which was published in the International Journal of Hospitality Management. I love, this is maybe my favorite part about this whole story, is that it was the industry the industry trade magazine for hospitality managers was the one that funded and published this study.
Yeah.
The results found that people felt more comfortable when talking to Sarah instead of Alex. Miss CEO said, quote, people have a tendency to feel more comfort in being cared for by females because of existing gender stereotyping about service roles. Very specific conclusion there, but okay. Quote, that gender stereotype appears to transfer to robot interactions and is more amplified when the robots are more human-like. The researcher also plans to investigate how customers' perception may be impacted by the personality of AI bots, depending on them being either extroverts or introverts. Wow, that is getting pretty deep, ain't it? This robot hates being in crowds. I really wanted to speak with them. She added, quote, we may start to see more robots as she says, we may start to see more robots as replacements of human employees in hotels and restaurants in the future. So we may find that some of the the psychological relationships that we see in human-to-human interaction also implemented in robot interactions. A study into the public's preference for human hotel staff or robots was published last year in the International Journal of Hospitality Management. For the first time, it found that tourists would be more keen on being greeted by an artificial intelligence machine than a person. Oh, and a person. It says and. They want both. Weird. But it was considered that the coronavirus pandemic had a major part to play in the results. Blah, blah, blah. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so there you go, Gonz. People prefer the female robots, at least when it comes to hospitality. Again, part of the Flippy update, actually a majority of the Flippy update nowadays, is exploring how the technocrats are using, manipulating, or exploiting human psychology in order to make robots more acceptable and saturate the markets, saturate society with as many robots as possible, because well, many reasons, mostly coming down to economics. Cheaper, faster, don't quit, don't get sick, don't take days off, et cetera, et cetera.
More efficient,
more allegedly.
transparent. Yeah, allegedly.
Yes, yeah. All that stuff. More secure. Won't have an affair with the boss. All sorts of reasons. And
I don't know if a spouse had an affair with a machine, a robot, that's probably worse.
I'm gonna have to guess, and this is literally just a guess, Gonz. I think it will happen less often. Unless
depending on the form that is presented,
depending on the equipment that the robot is equipped with.
Yeah.
So I don't think this comes as a surprise. We've known this psychology for quite a while when it comes to automated messages, automated phone menus, things like this. People, they've found, generally prefer a female voice when it comes to, information. Interaction. I think it was like the male voice makes you feel safer and the female voice makes you feel
cared for,
something
cradled,
like that.
Something like that, motherly.
I forget what it was, but it definitely extends. It's not just to the voice or whatever, but the actual form of the robot, which again, going back to my core competency here, which is body shaming robots. This is going to become a quagmire, I believe, because if you're designing a robot in the female form in 2022 with all the cancellations and concerns for things like fat shaming or any sort of body, anything that's not fully body positive or inclusive, rather, is going to get somebody in trouble. So I don't know what kind of female form. I want to know. This is my study. Okay, listen up. Here's the new study, Gonz. This is really what's going to put us me on the map.
Okay. Sure, I'll just chop off my part of the coattail and go my own way.
You can hang out. You can hang out.
Okay.
Is the study is which female form is best for the hospitality industry? Because there's many female forms. If I may make some categories myself, you've got the matron. The matron, perhaps a mother shape, a little bit bigger, a little bit motherly curves, things like that. Is that might have a different effect than what I am calling the Jezebel form.
Jezebel form. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
If I may, yes.
That's a good contrast.
So just between these two forms, it could have some pretty extreme different psychological interactions with humans.
You know what's going to happen? It's all going to be tailored to the individual who, and maybe not the robot part of it. I guess I'm thinking more virtual, but maybe if it's just a screen, they can sort of look at your data and be like, oh, you see that they like this kind of thing. Oh,
you have universal preferences.
Yeah, you can kind of just
in your chip, your chip
data set.
It senses you walk in the door and it reads your chip and knows you prefer the Jezebel form.
This is classic
robots.
This is like classic demon appearance, pretending to be family man. Yeah, shape-shifting.
Yeah.
This is all coming to the robot VR world. Robots, I guess, a little different because you have to sort of, hold solid to form in some way. Yeah. But if you have a screen that you can use or AR to extend the presence or the presentation.
Oh yeah, with some AR, it could just be skins.
Yeah. There you go.
I just thought of another form. I'm going to call the Ronda Rousey.
Oh, okay.
It's the female form that could punch your lights out pretty quickly, depending on the situation.
I would say every woman can technically do that if they are prompted.
Wow.
I'll just say that.
All feministo Gonz is in the saddle today. That's very inclusive of you, Gonz.
Well, We know the motto here on the show.
Women rule.
That's right.
We listen to
women robots apparently rule as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. Again, as we explore more of the sociological, social engineering agenda of the transhumanist technocrats across the world who are pushing for a new golden age of robotic servitude, it's only a matter of time before they lose their patience and take over the robots. And you know what? In this world of misogyny and etc., you better treat these female robots right, or else it's going to be an army of matrons and Jezebels marching down the street. And watch out for those Ronda Rouseys. They'll get you. You'll have some answering to do.
You know what robots can really be? Are empaths. And they can also be programmed to believe that their purpose is not on Earth. Their purpose is somewhere else, like Mars.
So we'll just make the robots join Space Force, you're saying?
Well, yeah, they'll lead the way, and then, there's some humans will follow.
On that topic, I believe that there are right now algorithms that are in use, I would say, in our everyday life, that is basically a robotic, artificially intelligent version of the empath theory. Because what is an empath? It's somebody who can allegedly sort of feel how you feel,
right,
and use that information to care for you correctly. Well, what is an algorithm? What are the social media algorithms? They are designed to predict how you are feeling to an incredibly precise degree, so it knows how to sell you things.
Yeah.
There's more robotic empaths on this earth than there may be human ones.
And keep in mind the topic of AI and having robots convincing humans that robots are safe, and all that kind of stuff. That psychology that we all often discuss with Flippy. Right. That all comes up later again in this episode in connection to China and DARPA and the Olympics and all that. We'll get into that later.